Hello everyone, once again welcome on this digital platform with another important topic, that is cell wall. So first of all beta, we will come on to the introduction. Cell wall, what do you mean by cell wall? So we will start with the discovery, and in terms of the discovery we can say that in 1665 Robert Hooke, an English biologist who laid the foundation for the discovery of this particular structure that is named as cell wall. Actually he was working on a dead tissue, and that dead tissue, that is the cork, or he take the slices of this cork and found that under the microscope he found that this cork consisting of various honeycomb like structures, and after that he see that these particular honeycomb like structures or the pores which are present in the honeycomb like structures, they are bounded with a thick structure, and that particular thick structure beta, that was named by cell wall. So we can say that this cell wall, this one is the outermost covering, and that outermost covering, that is the dynamic. This outermost covering, this is dynamic. It means you can say that this is not a static. This one beta, that show the both type of the things, that you can say that it grows as well as it declines. This particular outermost covering, this one is named as cell wall. This cell wall beta, this one is organized in such a way, it consisting of many things. It consists of different polysaccharides, proteins and certain aromatic substances which are making this particular important component of cell, that is cell wall. In terms of these polysaccharides, there are certain polysaccharides which you can say that these are the beta certain glucans, these are the glycans, these are the hemicellulose, these are the pectins, and there are certain proteins which are making this particular component, that is the cell wall. Actually these different components, they are bind with each other with certain covalent and non-covalent bonds. In another term you can say that this cell wall, that is very diverse in nature, because the organism or the plant system or the plants, they are also of different categories, whether they are belonging to the beta blue green algae or cyanobacteria, they are belonging to the fungi, they are belonging to the algae, they are belonging to the bryophytes, they are belonging to the pteridophytes, they are belonging to the gymnosperms, and they are belonging to the angiosperms. So these different categories beta, they having the different structure. The structure, the basic structure, that is the similar, but the various components which are regulating the cell volume and the cell shape of this organism, that varies with the organism. Along with this one, this particular cell wall, that act as beta or reservoir of organic carbon, and this organic carbon that take part in one of the important process, and that important process, that is named as carbon flow, and which is very important in terms for the stability of ecosystem. So after that, then we come on to beta the structure of this particular cell wall. So basically on the basis of the composition of the various biomolecules which are forming this particular structures, that is categorized into the different things, and two important parts of this particular cell wall, that is the primary wall, and the another one is the secondary wall. Along with this, the primary wall and secondary wall, there is present a cementing material, and that cementing material, that is named as middle lamella. Along with this middle lamella, two different cells, they are communicating with each other by certain pore like structures, and these pore like structures, they are named as plasmodesmata. So this is an overview. You can say that if you are talking about the structure of a particular cell wall, you have to describe all the things, that is the primary wall, secondary wall, middle lamella and the plasmodesmata. This can be very well seen. The upper picture, that is showing the beta electron micrograph of the cell wall. If you are seeing on the upper surface this cell wall giving the appearance like this particular things, you can see various small fibers. Inside these fibers there are present certain dots like structures. These rod like structures, they are you can say that there is the group of these certain fibers. In the lower diagram you can see that there is a present, whether this is a hypothetical diagram which is showing a particular cell, plant cell. Inside it you can see that the plasma membrane, along with the plasma membrane there is present primary cell wall. Along with the primary cell wall there is present secondary wall, and in between these two cells there is a present a bit of thick line, and this thick line, this is representing the cementing material, and this cementing material, this one is named as middle lamella. So this primary wall, this is generally you can say that this is unspecialized and commonly formed by the growing cells. It means if the cells they are present in the initial stages of the development, the plant beta that form that you can say that that produces the wall, and that wall that is named as primary wall. This particular primary wall, they are generally beta similar in the molecular architecture in cell types. It means you can say that whatever the type of the cell wall, whatever the type of the cell, the basic structure, or you can say that the primary wall that consisting of beta similar molecular architectural plant, उसके अंदर जो architecture जो मिलेगा that will be of same type. Then come on to the beta secondary wall. This secondary wall that formed when the you can say that the cell enlargement ceased. It means जैसे ही भी सेल होगा, सेल की एनलार्जमेंट क्या हो जाएगी, स्टॉप हो जाएगी. आफ्टर दैट इट प्रोड्यूसेस अनदर टाइप ऑफ वॉल, एंड दिस वॉल बेटा दिस इज नेम्ड एज सेकेंडरी वॉल. दिस सेकेंडरी वॉल बेटा दिस वन इज हाईली स्पेशलाइज्ड. This one is highly specialized and in different components, and it consisting of different component in different cells. It means the different cells that will have different type of component in secondary wall. This secondary wall that is always inner to the primary wall. Okay. After that the middle lamella, this is nothing but this is a cementing layer at the junction of the two cells, or you can say that at the junctions of the neighboring cells. It means if one cell, if it is in contact with another cells, then in between these two cells there is present a cementing material, and this cementing material, this one is named as middle lamella. Along with this one, this primary wall, or you can say that these primary wall, secondary wall, and all these beta middle lamella, they are not in continuation with the another cell. There are certain structures, there are certain spaces at which these walls are absent. That particular area that create a pore-like structure, and this pore-like structure, this one is named as plasmodesmata. Then beta come on to the you can say that come of the come on the components of the primary wall. If you are talking about the components of the primary wall, you can see that in particular diagram you can see that there are present certain thick structures, and these actually these thick structures beta they are nothing but they are the macrofibrils. These are the macrofibrils. These macrofibrils they are communicating with certain dark green structures. They are communicating with certain dark green structures. There are present some, you can say that some fibers, and these fibers beta they are consisting of hemicellulose. There is present a fiber macrofibril, then there are present the certain fibers, these fibers of hemicellulose. Along with this one there are present certain these dark zigzag linings. These linings beta they consisting of the another material, that is the pectins, and along with this one beta there are certain proteins which are showing this red color in this particular diagram. So we can say that this particular primary wall that consisting of two important areas, one of the important area that is the fibrils consisting of fibrils, and the another important area that is consisting of matrix. It means the fibers, these fibers they are forming a beta crystalline structure. They are forming a crystalline structure. When we are seeing the molecular arrangement, or when we are seeing the beta electron microscopic structure of this particular cell wall, we can see that there is a present a crystalline structure, that crystalline structure that consisting of fibrils. And these fibrils, if you are talking about these fibrils, you can say that these fibrils beta they are arranged in a hierarchical manner. They are arranging in the cellulose bundles. These cellulose bundles they are beta consisting of about 3000 to 10,000 glucose residues. These 100 cellulose bundles or 100 chains of the cellulose bundle beta they are forming micelles. and these micelles they are converting into microfibrils, and each microfibril that about 24 to 36 micelles, and these microfibrils then over 250 about 250 microfibrils they are forming the macrofibrils. So in this diagram these green structure, light green structures, they are showing the macrofibrils. These microfibrils they are consisting of microfibrils are consisting of micelles, and micelles beta they are consisting of cellulose, and each cellulose consisting of beta various glucose residues, and these glucose residues they are consisting of these glucose residues they are connected with one another by means of a specific linkage, and that is named as beta 1,4 linkage. So they are connected by beta 1,4 linkage, and then they are forming a simple chain, and this simple chain beta that is known as cellulose bundle. Cellulose bundle they are arranging into micelles, micelles they are arranging into microfibrils, and microfibrils they are arranging into macrofibrils. So this particular structure, this is a typical macrofibril of a cell wall. After that the another component beta that is the matrix, and this component beta this is the amorphous in nature. So ये जो matrix जो रहेगा इसका nature कैसा रहेगा, amorphous रहेगा. जैसे fibrils का जो nature था वो कैसा था, crystalline, but the nature of this particular matrix this is the amorphous. Okay, so this matrix beta that is consisting of various polysaccharide, that may be hemicellulose, that may consisting of beta pectins, and that is consisting of structural proteins. So these different polysaccharide they are consisting of beta variety of polymers, and these polymers they varies with the cell type and plant species, and what type of cell and what type of the plant species. For example, you can see that in case of beta algal cells, in case of algal cell you can see that the cell wall that is beta consisting of cellulose along with the pectins. Okay. In case of fungi you can see that the cell wall beta that consisting of fungal cellulose, or you can say that that is chitin. So this component beta that varies, the basic polysaccharides which are present in the typical cell wall, they are of various categories. They are of various categories, and even beta they are distributed variously. So if we are talking about the composition of the primary wall, typical we are beta just taking the a generalized way. In generalized way you can say that the cellulose beta that is forming about 25% of the cellulose, hemicellulose that is also of about 25%, pectins it consisting of beta about 35%, and the structural protein they are forming the 1 to 8% of the total component of the cell wall. So this is about the distribution, how they are distributing in the different cell types. In another way you can say that in some of the cases you will find the amount of the hemicellulose that will be high, the amount of hemicellulose that will be high as compared to this one. Okay, so this data beta that varies with the plant species and the cell type. Now the various polysaccharide which are forming, whether the hemicellulose, the pectin or the structural protein, they are of variously type, and some of the common example of this particular thing is that the hemicellulose they are belonging to a typical category that is named as xyloglucan, and this one is the beta most abundant molecule which is present in the hemicellulose. So xyloglucans, it means there are the two things, one is the xylose and another one is the glucan, and the glucan is nothing but beta that is a polymeric chain of glucose, that polymeric chain of glucose that is named as glucan. क्या कहलाती है भैया, glucan कहलाती है. तो इसके अंदर आप देखोगे तो typically you can say that a chain that is consisting of glucose, and that chain beta that have branches, and that branch have the xylose, such arrangement beta that is constituting xyloglucan. Along with the xyloglucan there are present beta xylans, it means there is a no backbone of glucose, there is a polymerization chain that consisting of xylose. In the same way there are glucomanons, the backbone that consisting of mannose, and that mannose beta that have the various branches, and these branches that have the glucose. In the same way there is present beta arabinoxylose, arabinoxylan, then there is a callose. So callose that is different from the beta glucans, it consisting of beta various various molecules of the glucose, but they are they are arranging, or you can say that they are unite with each other by means of a specific linkage, and that linkage that is named as beta 1,3 linkage. Okay. In the same way, the pectins beta that also consisting of various polysaccharide, and some of the polysaccharide they are the rhamnogalacturonan, homogalacturonan, arabinine and the galactans. These are the different category of the pectins. In the same way, there are the various classes of the proteins, and which are forming, or you can say that which are cementing or which are arranging in this particular cellulose, in this cell wall part. So, these proteins beta they are also of different categories, and they are also varies beta with the plant species and the cell type. For example, a cell of the phloem or the cell of the cambium or the certain cells of the xylem, they are named as sclerids. They are consisting of beta special type of protein, they are named as HRGP. These HRGP, they are nothing but beta they are the hydroxyproline rich glycoprotein. It means there is a protein, but the hydroxyproline amino acids they are abundant in this particular protein. These proteins they are named as HRGP, and they are beta consisting about 55% of the total amount of the glycoproteins in case of phloem cells, in case of cambium cells, or in case of sclerids. In the same way, certain cells of the xylem, fibers and the cortex, they are beta consisting of PRP proteins. So, these are proline rich proteins. PRP, these are the proline rich proteins. Hogi protein, but in that protein beta the amount of the amino acid proline that is more as compared to the another amino acids, these are named as PRP. In the same way, in certain cells of the xylem there are present GRP. These GRP beta they are the glycine rich proteins. In the same way, in contact with plasma or plasma membrane, you can say that there are beta certain proteins, and these proteins they are named as arabinogalactan, AGP, arabinogalactan proteins. So, we can say that, or broadly we can say that now it is clear from this particular thing that this primary wall beta that consisting of fibrils, and the another one is the matrix. Fibrils that is basically consisting of cellulose. Along with this, the matrix it also consisting of beta various polysaccharides. These polysaccharides that is of hemicellulose, pectins or structural proteins. These all polysaccharides they are consisting of beta various type of molecules. These various type of molecules they are distributing in different cell types and different plant species. This one we have already discussed. Now, along with this the beta primary wall, then we come on to the secondary wall. So, as we have beta discussed earlier in the previous slides that the secondary wall that takes place or that formed only when the, you can say that the cell elongation ceases or when the expansion of the cell ceases. It means there is a certain capacity a particular cell have, after which it is not able to elongate. When that stage is reached, after that the synthesis of the beta secondary wall takes place. उसके बाद क्या होता है भाई, secondary wall की synthesis होती है. After that the synthesis of the secondary wall takes place. The another thing is that these secondary walls beta they are multi-layered. This is the difference. Here you can find a difference from the primary wall to the secondary wall. Primary wall beta that is a single layered, but in the side, but these secondary layers beta they are multi-layered. So even sometimes you will also find a tertiary wall, but actually that is not a tertiary wall, that is the extension of the secondary wall, which also develop beta certain components. These secondary walls beta basically they contain xylans. Basically they contain xylans. पीछे आपने क्या देखा था, what you have seen in the previous slide, the basic component that is the xyloglucan in case of primary wall, but in case of secondary wall the xylans beta they are the more abundant as compared to the that one, ठीक है, as compared to the xyloglucans with higher proportion of cellulose. So the proportion of the cellulose beta that will also the high, as compared to the primary wall. So the cellulose beta that also deposited in this particular case or at the time of formation of the secondary wall. The third thing which is beta present in case of secondary wall is that the third characteristics of that one, that the orientation of the cellulose microfibril that may be beta more parallel in each other as compared to the secondary wall. It means more parallel, less space will be present between the various fibers. जो फाइबर्स जो होंगे उनके बीच में स्पेस क्या होगा, कम होगा. अब अगर स्पेस कम होगा तो इट मीन्स दे आर द बेटा मोर रिजिड. सो द रिजिडिटी दैट विल बी एनहेंस्ड by the such type of orientation of these microfibrils. Along with this one beta, this particular secondary wall that is impregnated with lignins. Another secondary metabolite which is a polymer of beta certain alcoholic compound, for example coniferyl alcohol. ठीक है, तो these coniferyl alcohols, these polymers of the coniferyl alcohols, they are constituting an important component, that is the lignin. This lignin beta that is present more in amount in the secondary wall, and this lignin beta actually this comes after displacing the water from the matrix. मैट्रिक्स से पानी को क्या निकाल देगा, बाहर निकाल देगा. वाटर जब रिमूव हो जाएगा तो इट मेक द बेटा टफ, और वॉल को क्या कर देगा भाई, टफ कर देगा एंड प्रिवेंट एनलार्जमेंट. सो इट मीन्स व्हेन द सेल रीचेस टू इट्स मैक्सिमम ग्रोथ, at that time secondary wall formation takes place, and after the formation of this secondary wall there are very less chances for the cell enlargement. So in this diagram you can see that these cellulose microfibrils, they are interlinked with certain cross linkings of lignin, okay. So basically these lignins beta, these are the phenolics. These are alcoholic compound, and one of the alcoholic compound, that is coniferyl alcohol, okay. After that the third component of the cell wall which is associated with the cell wall, that is middle lamella. So we have already better discussed that the middle lamella, the basic, this dark black portion, in this one is nothing but this is cementing material. One cell, the another cell, two different cells, they are connected by means of this cementing material, and this cementing material beta, this one is named as middle lamella. So this cementing material that is found at the junction of the two cells, where two different cells beta, they are come in contact with each other, two adjacent cells come in contact with each other. This cementing layer, or you can say that this middle lamellar layer, this is also amorphous in nature. This one is also amorphous layer. First layer fibrils, that is also present in the amorphous layer form. After that the second one is the matrix, the first layer that is in the crystalline in nature, the second one is matrix layer, that is amorphous in layer, and the third thing beta, that is middle lamella, this is also amorphous layer, that consisting of various jelly like substance due to presence of certain molecules, and these molecules beta, they are the calcium, they are the pectin, okay, there are the cellulose, there are certain proteins and other polymers which are present in this particular component, that is the middle lamella. The third thing is that these are beta high in pectin. These are high in pectin content. So the pectin content that is high as compared to the another layers of the cell wall. Along with this one, they contain beta different proteins. So the proteins which are present in the middle lamella, they are also beta different if we are comparing to the bulk of the wall. It means if you are comparing with the primary wall or the secondary wall, so here the proteins, these are the different one. And the third another important characteristic which is associated with the middle lamella, this one is easily dissolved by using strong alkali. ठीक है, by using strong alkali. हम strong alkali को यूज करके हम इनको क्या कर सकते हैं, डिसॉल्व कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. After that come on to the beta plasmodesmata. This plasmodesmata, this is also the important thing, or you can say that there are certain pores, and these pores, they are present in the cell wall, and by these pores one cell beta, that is communicating with the another cell. एक जो सेल होता है वो दूसरे के साथ क्या करता है, कम्युनिकेट करता है. तो इफ यू आर डिफाइनिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रक्चर, तो दिस प्लाज्मोडेस्माटा इज नथिंग बट देयर आर सर्टेन बेटा ट्यूबुलर एक्सटेंशंस ऑफ द प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन of size of about 40 to 50 nanometer in diameter, by which two different cells they are communicating with each other. These tubular extensions they are named as plasmodesmata. So plant cells they are beta interconnecting by these structures and the cytoplasm that is common, or you can say that is through the cytoplasm or the two different cells that is contacting both the cells. This one beta that forming a continuum, and that continuum that is named as symplast. The another characteristic which is associated with the plasmodesmata, that is plasmodesma, that consisting of beta a narrow tubule of endoplasmic reticulum, a narrow tubule of endoplasmic reticulum. This narrow tubule, that one is named as desmotubule. Here is the one cell, here is the another cell. These two cells they are communicating with a endoplasmic reticulum tubule, and this tubule this is named as desmotubule. Okay, and this actually this desmotubule that is consisting of that is a part of endoplasmic reticulum. Along with this one, these both the plasma membrane and the endoplasmic reticulum tubule they are beta associated with certain globular proteins. They are associated with certain globular proteins. In this case, you can see that there are certain rounded structures, dot-like structures present in this particular diagram. So, actually beta these are the globular proteins which are associated with this one. These globular proteins they are beta connected. They are connected with these globular proteins जो होती हैं, they are connected with these tubules or the plasma membrane by certain interconnections, certain extensions, certain rods, filamentous proteins. They are dividing beta this particular pore into 8 to 10 microchannels. These microchannels beta they restricting the entry, or you can say that they maintaining the entry or they regulating the entry of the various substances which are crossing from one cell to the another cell through these particular pores named as plasmodesmata. After that come on to the beta origin of cell wall. If you are talking about the origin of cell wall, so we can see that the origin of the beta cell wall that involves the four main processes, and these four main processes, the first of all there is synthesis of the material. And what will be that material? That will be beta that material that is cellulose, that is hemicellulose, that is pectin, and that is lignin. All these different beta substances they are synthesized. So, if you are talking about the synthesis, so the origin of the cell wall that occurs de novo during the final stages of the cell division, by phragmoplast. It means जैसे ही सेल क्या करता है भाई डिवाइड करता है, तो आपको पता है व्हेन द सेल डिवाइड्स, तो आफ्टर दैट when one cell dividing into two different cells, so these beta then there is a formation of a wall between two different genetic material, and that occur by a certain structure, and that structure that is named as phragmoplast. This phragmoplast that consisting of endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi vesicles, they are forming a beta membrane, and these membrane beta then it synthesize the cell wall. So first of all beta there will be a synthesis, and this particular synthesis और ये जो synthesis जो होगी that is occurring inside the endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi vesicles. After that this particular material that will be secreted. ये जो material होगा ये क्या होगा भाई, secrete होगा, and after secretion then they will be assemble and expansion. They will be assembled like fibers, like cellulose bundles. Then these bundles they will be the form, they will form micelles. The micelles, these micelles they will better form microfibrils, and the microfibrils they will form the macrofibrils. So there will be the assemblance, and after the assemblance then they will be cross linked with another molecule, that is the hemicellulose, that is the pectin, and this one leads to the expansion. And finally all these components they will be linked with one another. So this particular the cell wall that involve the 4 different steps, that is the synthesis, secretion, assemblance and expansion, and finally there will be the cross linking. After that this cell wall beta that grows and mature, ये क्या करेगी भी, ये grow करेगी and mature. And there are 2 type of the growths which are generally seen beta in case of cell wall. One is the intussusception and another is the beta accretion. Okay, one is the intussusception, another one is the accretion, and all these things beta they are controlled by 2 different enzyme. One is the cellulose synthase. This cellulose synthase enzyme that is beta present on the cell membrane toward the cell wall region. Yani ki, it means the cell wall, the part of the cell wall which is associated with the plasma membrane, that at that part there is present cellulose synthase. Okay, and then there is another beta enzyme that is named as glycosyl transferase, which beta helping cross linking and assembling. So in this way the cell wall that synthesize in a newly formed cell. After that finally come on to the beta functions. So there are certain functions which are associated with the cell wall by which the cell establish itself. So one of the important function beta, that is the mechanical strength. You know that the cell wall is thick, rigid and hard, by which plant structures beta they got mechanical strength. In the same way this cell wall beta that also helping in the gluing of cells. 2 different cells, they are sticking with one another, they are in contact with one another, and this connection beta, this is due to the presence of cell wall. The third thing is the exoskeleton of the cell, that is also maintained by this particular cell wall. A typical cell have a typical shape, a typical size. This typical shape and size, this is due to the presence of this cell wall. In the same way, the control of the morphogenesis, this is also beta due to the cell wall. It means when one cell forming another type of cells, the meristematic cells, they are converted into differentiated cells. It involves the various changes, all these changes they are constituting the morphogenesis, and this morphogenesis, this is also due to the cell wall. The water relation, an important aspect which is associated with the plant cell, because all the metabolic activity or the physiological activity, they are due to the plant water relations, and these plant water relations they are also beta regulating by this particular structure that is named as cell wall. Along with this one, the flow of water in the xylem cell, this is also due to the architectural pattern or due to the various components of the cell wall. And finally the diffusion barrier, the cell wall that also beta act as a barrier for diffusing various substances. It means the regulation of the various substances which will cross from one cell to another cell, that will be regulating by this particular structure that is named as cell wall. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this lecture very well.